Gardening is a financial investment, but one wrong plant choice can turn your property into a liability. We aren't talking about simple weeds. We are talking about structural and ecological disasters. A single $20 shrub from a big box store can lead to $15,000 in foundation repairs. Foundation repairs in the U.S. average between $4,500 and $12,000. Invasive root systems are a primary cause. They find microcracks in your concrete. They expand. They heave your walkways and patio pavers. If you have clay pipes for your sewage, certain aggressive roots will find the moisture, penetrate the seals, and cost you $3,000 in plumbing excavations. Then there is the labor tax. Some plants on this list require 10 to 20 hours of manual weeding every single month just to keep them from crossing your fence line. If these plants escape into your neighbor's yard, you are looking at potential legal disputes and forced removal costs. Beyond structure, consider your soil health. Some plants are allelopathic. They release toxic chemicals into the earth that kill surrounding vegetation. If you plant them, your high-yield tomato or pepper crops will wither and die before they even bloom. This video is your blacklist. We are covering the 10 most dangerous plants for American homeowners and hobby farmers. No theory, just the facts. I will show you how to identify them, the exact damage they cause, and the chemical or mechanical steps needed to kill them if they are already in your dirt. Stop buying plants based on a pretty picture on a plastic tag. Check your site, check the root type, and check this list. If you see these at the nursery, walk away. If you have them in your yard, get your shovel ready. Let's look at the first disaster. Number 1 on the blacklist is English ivy, Hedera helix. Do not be fooled by its classic look. In the U.S., this is a destructive parasite. English ivy uses small rootlets to cling to surfaces. These roots secrete a powerful organic glue that penetrates the mortar between your bricks and the grain of your wooden siding. Once it attaches, it traps moisture against your house 24/7. This leads to wood rot, crumbling masonry, and structural failure. Worse, English ivy creates a ladder for pests. It is a highway for wood-destroying ants, termites, and rodents to enter your attic. If it climbs your trees, it creates tree sale. The weight of the vines, which can reach 2,000 pounds on a single mature tree, makes the tree top-heavy. During a standard 40-mile-per-hour windstorm, that tree will topple. The action plan. If you have ivy on your house, do not rip it off. You will pull the siding or mortar with it. Instead, find the main trunk at the base. Use a pruning saw to cut a 6-inch gap in the vine. This window cut severs the nutrient flow. Wait 3 to 4 weeks. The ivy will turn brown and lose its grip. Then, and only then, can you gently brush it off. To kill the roots, apply a 25% triclopyr solution directly to the freshly cut stump. Number 2. Mint. This is the biggest mistake amateur gardeners make. Never, under any circumstances, plant mint directly in the ground. Mint spreads through rhizomes, horizontal underground stems. These runners grow at a rate of 1 inch per day. A single 4-inch plant will cover 10 square feet in one season. It will grow under your plastic borders, through landscape fabric, and pop up in the middle of your lawn. Mint is chemically aggressive. Its dense root mat chokes out the nitrogen and phosphorus your other plants need. If you want mint, you must use a container. But even then, keep the pot on a hard surface like brick or concrete. If the pot sits on soil, the roots will grow through the drainage holes and colonize your yard anyway. The eradication plan. If mint has already escaped, you cannot just mow it. Mowing stimulates growth. You must perform a deep dig. Dig a trench 12 inches deep around the infested area. Sift the soil by hand. You must remove every single white, fleshy root. A fragment as small as half an inch is enough to restart the entire infestation. After digging, cover the area with a heavy-duty 6mm black plastic tarp for an entire growing season to solarize and kill any remaining dormant nodes. Number 3. Running bamboo, Phyllostaceous species. Unless you are managing a 50-acre zoo, never plant this. Homeowners plant it for a quick privacy screen, not realizing they have planted a biological weapon beneath their soil. Bamboo is not a shrub. It is a grass with industrial-strength roots. Running bamboo spreads via underground rhizomes that can travel 20 feet in a single year. These rhizomes have sharp, hardened tips. They do not just grow around obstacles, they punch through them. I have seen bamboo shoots pierce 4 inches of asphalt driveway, crack concrete pool decks, and invade septic drain fields. If you already have it, containment is nearly impossible without heavy machinery. If you must plant it, you need a subterranean fortress. You must install a high-density polyethylene HDPE root barrier that is at least 30 mm thick and 30 to 36 inches deep. The barrier must be sloped outward of the top so that when roots hit it, they are directed up into the air to die, not down underneath it. You must also leave a 2-inch lip of plastic above ground so runners don't jump over the top. If you skip any of these specs, the bamboo will escape and your property value will tank. Number 4. Tree of Heaven, Ailanthus altissima. This is arguably the worst invasive tree on American soil right now. It grows up to 10 feet in a single season, has weak wood that snaps in storms, and emits a smell like rancid peanut butter when crushed. But here is why you need to kill it immediately. It is the primary preferred host for the spotted lanternfly, an invasive pest decimating vineyards and orchards across the Northeast and Midwest. Harboring this tree is practically inviting agricultural disaster to your region. Do not make the rookie mistake of just cutting it down with a chainsaw. Tree of Heaven has a massive root system that stores tremendous energy. If you cut the trunk, it triggers a panic response. The roots will send up dozens, sometimes hundreds of fast-growing suckers up to 50 feet away from the original stump. You turn one problem tree into a small forest of problems. The action plan. You must use the hack and squirt method. This must be done in late summer or early fall, August to October, when the tree is actively sending sugars down to the roots for winter storage. Using a hatchet, make downward cuts around the trunk, leaving about 2 inches of uncut bark between chops. Do not girdle the tree completely. Immediately, within 60 seconds, squirt a concentrated herbicide into the cuts. You need a 41% to 54% concentration of glyphosate or triclopyr. Do not dilute it. Walk away. The tree will pump that poison straight to the root tips over the next month. It will not leaf out next spring. Once it is dead, then you can cut it down safely. Number 5. Black walnut, Juglans nigra. Most people want this tree for its valuable timber or nuts. But if you are a vegetable gardener, it is a silent assassin. The black walnut produces a chemical called juglone. This isn't just in the wood, it's in the leaves, the bark, the nut husks, and most importantly, the roots. Juglone is a respiratory inhibitor for other plants. It causes walnut wilt. If you plant tomatoes, peppers, potatoes, or eggplants within the root zone of a black walnut, they will grow to about 12 inches, turn yellow, and die overnight. The kill zone isn't just under the branches. The roots extend 50 to 80 feet from the trunk. Even if you cut the tree down, the juglone remains active in the decaying roots for up to 5 years. The action plan. If you have a black walnut and want a garden, you cannot plant in the ground. You must build raised beds. These beds must be lined with a heavy-duty, non-porous pond liner or a double layer of professional-grade landscape fabric to prevent the walnut roots from growing upward into your clean soil. Also, never use black walnut leaves or wood chips in your compost. It will poison your entire garden. Number 6. Wisteria. Specifically, the Chinese Wisteria sinensis and Japanese Wisteria floribunda varieties. These are not just vines, they are heavy, woody monsters. A mature wisteria vine can weigh several tons and live for 100 years. The problem is their girdling growth habit. They wrap around anything, porch pillars, trees, or power lines, and they thicken with incredible force. I have seen wisteria vines physically crush 4x4 wooden pressure-treated posts and collapse heavy steel pergolas. If it climbs a living tree, it acts like a slow-motion boa constrictor, cutting off the tree's vascular system until the tree dies and rots from the inside out. Furthermore, these Asian varieties are aggressive self-seeders. They escape into nearby woodlands and create wisteria blankets that smother the native canopy. The action plan. If you love the look of purple hanging blooms, buy American wisteria, Wisteria frutescens, specifically the Amethyst Falls cultivar. It is non-invasive, grows much slower, and won't destroy your house. If you are stuck with the invasive version, you must prune it aggressively twice a year, in July and January. If you want to kill it, use the same cut stump method we used for ivy. Cut the main trunk and paint the fresh surface with 25% triclopyr immediately. Number 7. Butterfly bush, Buddleia davidii. It's the ultimate greenwashing plant. You see them at every garden center labeled as pollinator-friendly. This is a half-truth that leads to ecological dead zones. While the purple flowers provide high-sugar nectar that attracts adult butterflies, they provide zero food for their larvae. Think of it as a fast food joint for nature. Butterflies stop here to eat, but they cannot lay eggs because caterpillars cannot eat the leaves. By planting this, you are actually displacing the native plants, like milkweed or oak, that butterflies need to survive their entire life cycle. In over 20 U.S. states, Buddleia is now classified as a noxious weed. It produces millions of seeds that are spread by wind and water, invading local riverbanks and choking out native vegetation. The action plan. If you want butterflies, you need host plants. Replace your butterfly bush with Joe Pye weed, buttonbush, or milkweed. If you already have a butterfly bush and refuse to remove it, you must deadhead it. This means cutting off every single flower spike the second it starts to fade, before it can drop its seeds. If you don't, you are responsible for the seeds invading your neighbor's property and local forests. Number 8. Bradford pear, Pyrus caleriana, Bradford. This tree was the biggest landscaping trend of the 1990s because of its white spring blooms and fast growth. Today, it is a localized disaster. The Bradford pear has a fatal structural flaw: narrow crotch angles. The branches grow in a tight V shape rather than a strong U shape. As the tree matures, usually around year 15 to 20, the weight of the limbs becomes too much for the trunk to support. In any windstorm over 30 miles per hour or during a light ice storm, the tree will literally split in half. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Furthermore, they smell terrible. When they bloom in early spring, they emit a scent often compared to rotting fish or stagnant water. They have also cross-pollinated with other pear varieties to create calorie pear offspring that have 2-inch woody thorns capable of popping tractor tires. The action plan. If you have a Bradford pear within 30 feet of your house or driveway, cut it down now. Do not wait for a storm to drop a 500-pound limb on your roof or car. Most arborists recommend complete removal rather than pruning, as the wood is too brittle to save. Replace it with a serviceberry, flowering dogwood, or eastern redbud. These provide the same white or pink spring beauty, but with strong wood and edible fruit for local birds. Japanese barberry is more than just a thorny nuisance. Research from the University of Connecticut proves that barberry thickets create a humid microclimate that is a breeding ground for black-legged ticks. Areas with barberry have 60% more ticks carrying Lyme disease than areas with native shrubs. If you have kids or pets, get this out of your yard today. Burning bush is equally dangerous. It is a prolific cedar that is currently devastating understories in U.S. forests. It creates a dense shade that kills off native wildflowers and oak saplings. The Master Eradication Plan. To clear these or any woody invasive on this list, follow the Cut Surface Protocol. Mow or cut. Use a brush mower or loppers to take the plant down to 2 inches above the soil. Chemical strike. Within 5 minutes of the cut, paint the stump with a 41% glyphosate or triclopyr concentrate. Use a foam brush to avoid overspray. If you wait longer, the tree seals the wound and the poison won't reach the roots. The non-chemical route. If you refuse herbicides, you must use deep smothering. Cover the area with a double layer of thick cardboard, then 6 inches of wood chip mulch. Leave it for 12 to 18 months. No light, no life. The winner's list. What to plant instead. Stop fighting nature and start working with it. Replace these 10 losers with high-performance U.S. natives. Instead of burning bush, use winterberry, Ilex verticillata, for stunning red winter berries. Instead of barberry, use ninebark, Physocarpus. It has the same dark foliage but supports local bees. Instead of invasive vines, plant native honeysuckle, Lonicera sempervirens. It's a hummingbird magnet and won't tear your house down. Your garden is an ecosystem. Every plant is a choice between a maintenance nightmare and a thriving landscape. Make the right choice today.